banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Haley Claire, ladies and gentlemen, well done.
From the beautiful Front Wave Arena in Oceanside, California, our MASL doubleheader on the CBS Sports Golazo Network heads to the second part of the twin bill as the San Diego Sockers play host to the Tacoma Stars. And a very pleasant good evening, everybody. Alongside Tony Sanchez, Craig Elston on hand with you, as they would say at the Del Mar racetrack. Down the stretch they come. We're past the MASL trade deadline now. Each of the 8 teams jockeying for one of the 6 playoff spots. Teams making big moves to try and make sure that they're in line for the Supporters Shield and maybe the Ron Newman Cup. What we've got for you here tonight, 2 teams currently heading in opposite directions. The Sockers, points in 6 in a row. Tacoma has dropped 4 straight.
It's going to be do or die time for the Stars as they sign one of the biggest stars in MASL history in Frank Tayu. But they're going to need to start getting some points away from home to try to get back into that playoff picture. And for the Sockers, this length is going to be about building momentum. They need to go ahead and start building this as a fortress once again here in San Diego, but they can't let up just yet because they have a clear path to getting the best record in the league.
When we talk about San Diego currently, they've just been dealing with injuries all year long. Right now, the bug is hitting the defense where Cesar Cerda, Pee-wee Ortega are out. However, a guy who's been out back in, Mitchell Cardenas, that's huge.
Yeah, the ace defender is back after missing 2 matches. He has contributed positively with 3 goals and 4 assists, but La Casa de Cardenas, it's about defense. That is what he's built on, 23 team leading shot blocked.
Meanwhile, when you talk about the Stars, and you mentioned him, Frank Tayu, the king, 4-time MVP. He's just about done everything you can do in this league except win a championship, and he's going to try and pull Tacoma back over that playoff line.
Yeah, and he brought his brother over, Uzi Tayu, as well. But this is pedigree, a player that has 433 goals and part of his 583 points, all-time leading in this league. Frank Tayu is a big man that can post up, and he can go ahead and be a power forward as well. He's going to go ahead and have a chance now to turn it around for Tacoma.
It's the Sockers, it's the Tacoma Stars, and it's a big one on a Friday night. We're back with the starting lineups. We'll have Nick Ferrara tell you about a trade San Diego made, and then we'll kick things off right here on the CBS Sports Golazo Network.
Is it normal to sweat this much?
This is awful.
This is a mean sweat.
Quit looking at me, Susan.
When was the last time I ate something planted? It's not that I don't like vegetables.
Doctor, help with this.
I can't pay for a nutritionist.
Why is this always such a whole big thing?
With nutrition counseling included, staying on top of your health doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente, healthcare that just works.
Please, 6 home, runway 26 break, clear to land.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's addict them and go outside on safari
To hang with the coolest,
kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Front Wave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members take their financial plans to the next level. Because our value and values run deep, and we'll always fight for you with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Front Wave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Front Wave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
We are back live at Front Wave Arena for the San Diego Sockers and the Tacoma Stars on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. With Tony Sanchez, I'm Craig Elston. Let's welcome in the third member of our broadcast team, Nick Ferraro.
The MASL trade deadline has come and gone, and the Sockers did not sit idly by, making a bold and aggressive move in acquiring one of the most exciting attacking midfielders in the game in Nelson de Andrade from Utica. In the exchange, Juan Salazar, was sent from San Diego to Utica. It's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out, as Nilting will join the team next week in hopes of filling the void created by the Charlie Gonzalez injury, as well as Gabriel Costa's absence due to Kings League in Brazil. It'll be dependent on the success of both Nilton and the Sockers, if this is an end-of-season rental or a long-term agreement between the parties. Back to two guys I'd never trade, Craig and Tony.
Thank you so much. Let's take a look at these two clubs at a glance as we get ready to kick off on this Star Wars night. Tacoma checking in at 7-8-1. Those 20 points are 3 below the playoff line. The Sockers at 10-4-2 with 30 points, but in an intriguing position that we will elucidate through the show. Tacoma's lost 4 straight, Sockers 5-0-1. You can see the goal differential situation. San Diego has been playing the better ball of late, and they've got a 3-1 edge on the series. Looking for who to watch. Jamel Cox continues to lead the Stars with 10 goals, 17 points. The former Star, Nick Pereira, with 11 goals, 13 assists, 24 points to lead San Diego. The Sockers are in their Star Wars night Stormtrooper kits. They're going to run left to right. Darth Vader's in net. His name is Chris Toth, making just his second start of the season. And the whistle is sounded. We are underway with the Sockers and the Stars, and may the force be with us. Tacoma in their navy with white shoulders, blue socks. They're going to run right to left, Sockers left to right. Sebastian Mendez draws a foul along the wall, gives us a chance to note that Kyle Trimble and Ryan Trombetta are your on-field officials. Dennis Vargas, Austin Cozy in the box.
Well, it's good to see some familiar faces back in the Soccer starting lineup, talking about Chris Toth. And also Cardenas making his return. He was a player that was definitely missed by the Sockers, with a great defensive presence and leadership in transition, as we see the first set piece for the San Diego Sockers.
It's from outside the yellow line, and Mendez make that Pacheco will just run over it. Jesus Pacheco sitting on 59 goals, 40 assists, 99 points for his MASL career. If he can pick up a point here tonight, he'll reach the century mark. As we mentioned, Chris Toth in net. His first appearance since December 12th, when he won up in Empire. Suffered a broken finger over the Christmas break. He was the backup to Boris Pardo last Saturday up in Tacoma when the Sockers won 5-2. But this is his first game action since December, and his first home action since the very first game of the year, the second half and overtime against Empire for the San Diego native who lives in Fallbrook. Good for Chris to get a chance to finally play at home. Pereira trying to feed Luis Morales. Shot kicked out to Sean Callahan, who really does look like a stormtrooper. It's just perfect. And he's going to go ahead and settle the ball. I like how the side trim works with the shorts as well. I think this is one of the better Star Wars Night uniforms.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Looking good on the blue turf. But can the Sockers make it look and be not Stormtrooper-esque and actually hit the target here?
That's the whole thing. The one group known to shoot the worst of anything in fiction, the Stormtroopers, that's us. So hopefully there's enough shot volume from San Diego's sake to overcome their inaccuracy. 5-car pileup on the 78 West here in the corner. And the ball spits out to Luis Birueta, who missed last week's games. Got a chance to see Luis down on the floor, Tony, dealing with a little bit of a groin issue that's honestly hampered him for the last month. He says it's still not perfect, but it's good enough. And he's back out there tonight. Danny Waltman stepped in, played great against San Diego. Here's a lift, it's Childs. Childs warded off by Kai Briscoe and got a hand up to the top of his head. along the way.
Very apologetic there, Trek Childs. Knowing it was an accident, it was a part of the play.
Briscoe, of course, trying to sell a blue card on that, and who wouldn't? Makes perfect sense.
And all that happening there. Once again, we've seen Luis Virueta make some incredible stops here at Front Wave Arena, but we've also seen him struggle with the distribution.
Yes.
We saw that distribution happen right there, just to no man's land, and soccer's almost capitalized.
Something definitely to keep an eye on is when San Diego presses, and particularly in the Tacoma zone, how Virueta handles the ball at his feet. An aerial challenge winds up just calming down to the floor because Serra sends it through Virueta, and there's Momo for the steal. Momo to Bebe, Jose Bebe Gonzalez. Couldn't control the first touch, then allows a double team to greet him. Ball spits out, Pacheco shot blocked by Yahir Romero of Tacoma. Momo does well to keep it alive, but then Romero gets it, runs past Ruggles. He's in on net, he scores! Counter-attack goal. Tacoma's on the board first as Yahir Romero worked his way around Ruggles, had a clean look in on net from straight away, and beat Toth over the right shoulder, Tony, for 1-0.
Yeah, you can see how Ruggles tries to control this ball and just hits it off his knee, and that is enough to discombobulate the whole play. Great job on the way back. Tacoma taking advantage of the first opportunity that they were given. 1-0. Las Estrellas.
Unassisted for Yahir Romero, his 5th goal of the season. The assist, if they gave it out, would go to Ruggles. But while we've seen him make some unfortunate counter-assisting turnovers in previous matches, that one just looked like a bad bounce. You know, it just came off his shin hard. And the next thing you know, here we are at 0-1. Chris Toth, who is great with the ball at his feet, moved up to send it into the zone, but a foul called against San Diego. For Tacoma, twilight is coming if they don't start getting some results. The last time we were here, we said Tacoma had to win the match because that night the Sockers started with 11 of their starting players out of the lineup and lost Craig Childs in the first quarter, and were down 12 of their 16 in that match. Came back with a goal with 6 seconds left to tie things. Gave up the 1 point, but won in overtime, 7-6. That was Nick Pereira's 500-point night, 2 goals, 3 assists. That just started the losing ways for Tacoma. They've lost 4 in a row. They've sunk under the playoff line. They started off 3-0 and in first place in this league. There's Tayo on the layoff. Cox ran into traffic as he tried to come through the middle. Now Michael Ramos, the active leading scorer in Stars franchise history. Over 200 points in his career. Toth had Luis Morales, and then Luis kind of slow-moed his way up the wall with the ball between his legs. Now he's trying to make a fancy move. Oh, he did it, but shot it off the crossbar. Ruggles tries to keep it alive and puts it into the high netting.
You can see Toth asked for that movement a little bit earlier. You're going to start to see the development of a different play style, perhaps now with Chris Toth and his ability on the ball. And here, fantastic by Morales on the right-hand side, just inches away from the crossbar.
Uzi Tayu out there for the first time, the longtime veteran and, of course, brother of Frank. Here's a good ball out to Misa Lopez. Lines it up from left wing. It's off the Soccer Script logo high. Then Briscoe, another flying scissor kick. That one was saved by Toth over the crossbar. He almost did it again. Golazos in back-to-back games. Holy cow.
Yeah, once you start with that motion, there's no coming back, and it seems like he found something, not only getting a great strike, but almost scoring probably the goal of the season.
That one over the shoulder of Alessandro Canale and out of play. Well, the Major Arena Soccer League is proud to be collaborating with the American Heart Association to present Play with Heart Month. And you see the San Diego Sockers players are wearing the red Play with Heart armbands on their sleeves throughout this match. Visit heart.org. Learn how you can support heart health. Alex Caceres and the Stars with an early 1-0 lead. San Diego 3-4-1 this year when they concede the first goal. 6-1-1 when they score first. Canale. Second straight game the Stars have scored first at Front Wave Arena. Cox got a fancy pass and great stop by Toth. Then back to the middle and shot high by Canale, who had the whole goal with traffic around him to look at.
You can see Toth scrolling through his right side and making that save all the way to the right-hand side as far as he can stretch out. You know, watching some warm-ups, you can see that exact warm-up situation play out in real time. Fantastic stuff by the returning Chris Toth.
Nick Pereira warded off by Uzi Tayu. Uzi, a big body out there, and knows how to use it too. Pirueta threw it out to Nestor Hernandez. Almost stolen away by Mendez. Now the pass to the middle, knocked down by San Diego. Felipe to Pacheco to Mitchell Cardenas. Hoping to let the ball do the work there with Sebastian Mendez, but he had to go get the ball first, and instead Tacoma takes it away. Sent into the king, Frank Tayu. Frank trying to turn to that right foot. You know he's going to do it. You got to block it. And a good block by Jesus Pacheco right there.
Yeah, we saw him do that here in playoffs, and he did a fantastic job with Milwaukee as he almost gets another chance at it. But he's just such a physical presence, and he's so strong yet nimble, almost the same way that Nick Pereira is also strong but can get some amazing plays off. But the power that he has is incredible to witness.
Toth all the way up across midfield. I'm sure Chris at some point thought, why didn't Obasi come talk to me? I mean, I'm like the ultimate guy to handle the ball. Him and Paolo Nascimento, probably two of the best in the whole league. Of course, Brian Orozco has put his name in that conversation with everything he's done. Such a great job, the kid out of Colton. Some sketchy possession here for San Diego at midfield. Just to step off the Stars from a steal. Now Momo Guy. Mustafa Guy, nicknamed Momo. Let's go Sockers chant rolls up as Luis Morales tries to beat his man Misa Lopez. He does for a moment, but he didn't really have the ball out in front of him. Now Felipe. Childs, one-touch pass to nobody. Good idea, nobody there. And the Stars are able to take it away.
You're seeing how San Diego's trying to establish an identity and establish some sort of offense that's reminiscent of what they've been successful at so far, but they haven't been able to find that, neither with Nick Pereira on or Craig Childs just yet. But there's still plenty of time here in the first quarter.
Dumped into the defender, Chase Hansen. Saw the ball go off his shoulder and then off the knee of Canale. And it's up in the air high. Marcel Sanchez brings it down. Hansen tried to shoot it. It was blocked by Felipe Gonzalez. Still can't get out of the zone, San Diego. Give it back to Canale, they do. Off the wall, Toth scoops it up.
Yeah, it seems like the wattage needs to be calmed down. You can see Toth asking for a little bit of calma. Took a little bit too long to get that ball cleared out from the back. And now we're going to see once again Toth move up with the ball.
We talked about the injuries to the back end for San Diego with Cerda and Pee Wee Ortega out. I think it certainly bears notice and probably helps explain some of the less artistic looks here. Now, first off, we got Raymond DeCardenas off the wall, takes a bad hop off the seam. Didn't come into the crease. Comes back to Nick Pereira, who's posted up on the left wall in the corner. Pereira trying to spin off that wall. He's got Uzi in his hip pocket. Uzi's barking at him when he passed it out like, yeah, that's right. And it's back to Cardenas. Point I was about to make, Charlie Gonzalez, who will be out at least a month with the bad ankle, but thankfully it wasn't worse than that. We thought it'd be season ending last time we saw him here, Tony. But that's your number one playmaking midfielder. Your number two playmaking midfielder is Leonardo de Oliveira. He's on the training table today out of this match. They're hoping to get him back next week, but he's been dealing with some leg injuries and leg issues, soft tissue issues, kind of all season, honestly. He came back less than 100% to start the year. And then you got Gabriel Costa, who's at Kings League Brazil as well. And those are your number 1, 2, and 3 playmaking midfielders. So tonight, San Diego will be looking for the passes from different sources other than Nick Pereira doing his post-up work. And so far, through 9-ish minutes, not a lot to say.
Yeah, and this is something that the Stars and some of the players that have been around the league as well are not unfamiliar with, the Toth through Pereira connection and just kind of everything in between. And everything in between needs to come together. But here's where the Sockers need to start taking advantage and start putting plays together.
That was another steal off a Pirueta pass. Pacheco and Mendez working together. Double team bracket is right there for Tacoma. Nothing doing. And the Sockers are forced to regroup, change personnel, and allow Tacoma to do so as well. Next ball that goes out of play or is a dead ball will be our first media timeout of the night. Toth is looking to distribute. sends the ball right to Childs. Craig Childs, soccer's captain, 17th and final season. Soccer's all-time leading scorer, 474 points in the MASL. Just to kind of spotlight that number you brought up, 583 for Frank Taillou. I mean, you're talking about Craig Childs, and Taillou's got 100-ish more points.
Yeah, it's incredible what he's been able to do in this league and how dominant at times. And then Drew, you know, when he does it well, like he does it right there.
Yahir Romero is like, I get goals when I'm up against you. That one went over the corner glass and out of play, and it does, in fact, lead us to our first media timeout. Soccer's offense still trying to get plugged in. Tacoma gets a counterattack goal from Yahir Romero to put a 1-0 lead on the board. We're back with more action from Oceanside, California after this timeout on the CBS Sports Golazo Network.
When the time comes, we must be ready.
When every second counts.
Be ready.
Act fast.
Do not give up.
Push hard. Keep pushing when it's all on the line.
Be there for each other.
Give it everything you've got.
Do more for your team. Be ready. Stay ready. Call 911. Be ready.
Be ready.
Be ready.
Be ready. Be ready. Call 911.
There's regular cold, and then there's the mountains are blue cold. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
At Front Wave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got
MASL trade deadline was on Thursday. Teams making big moves, including the Sockers. You heard Nick Ferrara talk about it. Juan Salazar loaned out for Nilton de Andrade. Here's a steal right off of the kickoff. And the shot by our man is a little bit wide. That is, of course, Sean Callahan. Regardless, we talk about the Nilton trade. We'll get more into that as we go along. The Stars not only signed Frank and Uzi Taillou, but a move they made today, acquiring Clayson de Lima, goalkeeper from Empire Strikers, in exchange for future considerations. And, of course, the big news in Utica, Kelvin Oliveira returns. Everyone else leaves. Emmanuel Belliard was traded out. Murshad Ahmadi was traded out to St. Louis. Baltimore got Belliard. We got Nilton de Andrade. But Kelvin is back for Utica. So they've cleared the space for Kelvin Oliveira.
Yeah, spectacular player that we saw just come in and take this league by storm, and took that storm elsewhere for a little bit, and now he's back in Utica, and we'll see who he's playing with. Well, one of them is going to be Juancho for sure.
Craig Childs on the restart, out to Nick. Missed this shot at high, and Pereira knew it. Pretty rough start for the Sockers offense so far tonight. They haven't really been that dangerous. They've even had a few opportunities.
They've had a few chances to get a couple of plays off and really take advantage of Virueta's poor distribution. And those are things that, as the game moves and goes on, they might tighten up, and you may not have those windows of opportunity anymore. So we'll see if the Sockers are able to put a couple of plays together here.
Here's Canale trying to get his way through the San Diego defense. Ben Raymond put it up in the air. Wrestling match now brought down to Correa. Adrian Correa working back and forth. Plays it off the sidewall for Caceres to control. 3 minutes and change left in the first quarter. 1-0 Tacoma with the ball. What's that ball? It's Miter, the official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League, established in 1817. Miter, one of the leading soccer brands worldwide, producing some of the best soccer balls in the world. Learn more at Miter, MITRE.com. Jamel Cox, 3 touches, head of speed, plays it off the wall. Toth says, no thank you, I'll take that away.
And something that Tacoma's done very well is really taking advantage of the speed that they have this season, but now adding a couple of elements like Frank Tayu, it really gives them a chance to slow things down and be more methodical with their play. And if they're able to have a happy medium with that, they can definitely start constructing a much more potent offense.
Just watching the first quarter of this game and understanding that things can certainly change over the last 7 games for the Tacoma Stars, I'm about to say something a little bit crazy. I think Uzi Tayu is the bigger pickup for the team. Look how hard he's already having to work and the impact he has made as a physical defender, warding off Nick Pereira, keeping Nick off the ball. Uzi's going to be gassed at the end of this game. You can see him and Frank are playing their first game of the year. They don't have match fitness today, so that's something to watch later, especially for Uzi, because he's going to be out there grinding against the soccer's best. Frank's going to go post up a handful of times, and we'll see if he scores. But Uzi's out there grinding. Here's Luis Morales. Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Morales off to a slow start tonight. Pacheco shooter-bugging his way into the corner. Double team comes, well executed. Sliding Pacheco off the ball. Stepping in on assist is Morales to try and keep it in San Diego's possession. It squirts loose. Hansen, Guy, Pacheco, everyone battling, continuing to battle, and it comes out to Jamel Cox. And now Yahir Romero is on the run, and it's Ruggles with him once again, and Romero wants to get past him, and Ruggles stays in between, but it doesn't matter because Romero finds the roof. Yahir Romero, 2, San Diego, 0.
Romero doing very well on a one-on-one versus Ruggles. You can see the quick movement and the quick dribble action, going and feigning to his right, taking Toth with him as well with that movement. 2 players, 1 move, 1 goal, 2 goals now for Tacoma.
That goal at 13:41.
Do want to also point out that that play started off of San Diego being dispossessed, but in the middle, away from the ball, exactly what you mentioned. Uzi Tayu mouthing off against Craig Childs, getting a little physical, pushing after the goal, still going after the entire soccer's bench. So it's a mental game as well that this player is able to start to implement as well.
He was just yakking at the head coach, Adam Becker. 2 of them are talking to each other on the bench right now. Uzi, talk about play with heart month. Uzi's taking it quite literally. Cardenas to Pereira. Sockers find themselves down 2, 15th minute here at Front Wave Arena. Backheel pass. Mendez puts one on the board. Classic Pereira with the soul roll distribution. Mendez knocks it in the first quarter magic minute, and San Diego's within 1.
Vintage Nick Pereira ball off the wall. Control it, look up. Time. Lay it off with a little back flick. Mendez doing what he's been doing very well. Connecting con su amigo y compa Nick Pereira.
It's a good plan to make a run off Nick Pereira when he's got the ball. 10th goal of the year for Sebastian Mendez. And for Nicky, his 14th assist. Within 2 of the league lead as far as it stood coming into this weekend.
And coming back once again to your point, guess who wasn't on the floor during that goal?
Uzi Tayu. He's there now, getting battled by Bebe. Crashing Sanchez, under 30 to go. Can San Diego somehow pull this thing out? Cardenas coming in with a little space. He'll fire it off the wall. He's hoping for a Wallace scorer. Romero kicks it out. 15 seconds. Now it's a question about the counter for Tacoma. Cox waiting, but the ball comes to Toth. Not afraid to play it with his feet with a man just inches away from him. That one does well not to go out of play. 3 seconds, and that's the end of the first quarter. Well, a good quarter for Tacoma, but San Diego spoils it just a bit in the final minute by putting a goal on the board. And it's just a 1-goal advantage for the visitors from the Pacific Northwest. 15 minutes are complete. We're back with second quarter run from Front Wave Arena on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
At Front Wave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Is it normal to sweat this much? This is awful. This is a mean sweat. Quit looking at me, Susan. When was the last time I ate something planted?
It's not that I don't like vegetables.
Doctor, I said stuff.
I can't pay for a nutritionist.
Why is this always such a whole big thing?
With nutrition counseling included, staying on top of your health doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente. Healthcare that just works.
Please, 6 miles, runway 6 break, right on.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
The lights are bright, the fans are loud. It's Tacoma taking on the San Diego Sockers. You can stream it live on maslplus.tv and replay the game on demand. Clip it, share it, live it again. Make sure to favorite your team to get instant updates on every game. Well, we've been talking about it. The king is back. El Rey, Frank Taillou, 433 goals, 583 points, 4-time MVP. Highest scoring player in MASL history. Started last year in St. Louis. Things did not go well between himself and their head coach, Jeff Locker. Wound up being moved to Milwaukee. Was dynamic with the Wave. Came within inches of playing for the Ron Newman Cup final last year with Taillou as their anchor in terms of target forward. And then this year he started in M2 with Sonora. Solis de Sonora played 5 games, still scored 5 goals. Frank will be our halftime guest on the MASL TV halftime show. And we'll ask him what led him down south. Here's a shot just wide by Mendez, looking for a brace to get things started. Pato Estrella, then Pereira gets his shot blocked by Uzi. And it's down low to the rookie, Andrew Estrella, nicknamed Pato. What's that mean? Spanish for duck. Quack, quack.
Yeah, nicknamed that for a peculiar walk he had growing up by his family, and that peculiar walk now has him dribbling for the Sockers and being rather successful as part of this new line of rookies coming into the San Diego soccer system.
Terrible game planning right there for San Diego. Just a sign of the discombobulation of the team as both Pereira and Morales run to the exact same spot to try and capture the exact same ball. Get on the same page, boys. Morales wings it off the glass. Momo in the air keeps it alive. Pereira trying to calm things down for San Diego. He doesn't have his normal midfielders working with him, and boy, you really can tell so far in this game. I think losing Leo is one of the best players in this league. When you don't have him out there, there's just a distinct difference with this club.
Yeah, sometimes the ball just appears exactly where you need to because Leonardo's on the ball and Nicky just has to do 1 or 2 touches and lays it off for a goal or takes it on himself. But right now he's going to be the man of focus.
Craig Giles would do... Uzi has a word for every step. The second Giles passed it off, he's like, you're not going to try me. You're not going to try me. He is absolute entertainment. This can be a foul. What type of foul? Common foul called down on the floor as Bebe and Kai Briscoe got tangled up. A tighter whistle. Could have seen someone reaching for a card. Common foul was issued. If you're new to the game, this is how fouls work. If a common whistle like that occurs, it's just written down as a personal foul to the individual player. Each individual can have 3.5. Look out, this could be a third for Romero. Couldn't get on it. Marcel Sanchez, good defense. And then a foul in the corner on Callahan is going to get the ball right back to the Stars for a set piece. Just to finish the thought, 3 personal fouls allowed per half. A 4th is a blue card. 5 personal fouls allowed per game. A 6th is elimination of yourself from the game on a red card.
Well, you saw it there, talking about the disconnection and miscommunication on offense, on defense as well. This is a trickle-down effect where it seems like there's too many chefs in the kitchen and nobody wants to go ahead and clear that ball. And there's no midfield to connect a transitional play, so sometimes you take risks that you don't need to, is leading to a set piece.
Hansen trying to feed the back post. Only guys there is Drew Ruggles. Ruggles then makes a consecutive set of dangerous passes, which somehow gets out to midfield, and Jamil Cox has it. This is where you really understand how the high IQ soccer players on a team help make everybody better by connecting things, by creating patterns in the chaos. Things have looked very chaotic for San Diego so far. Mendez. Back to Felipe Gonzalez, the 37-year-old veteran out of San Jose. Nick Pereira's back out on the floor, so is Luis Morales. Luis will take on his opponent, as he always does. Triple step over. Off the wall. Pereira's head is there to put it home and tie the match. Walla Scora.
Excellent move by Morales. You look at the trickery, you look at the 5-star skills, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the bicycle. Here's the pass to the wall and perfectly placed, almost serendipitously found the head of Nick Pereira, just standing exactly where he needs to. Tying it up 2-2, San Diego, Tacoma.
For Nick Pereira, his 12th goal of the season. For Luis Morales, just his 2nd assist. Usually an assist for Luis is just a shot that went wide. But that one was definitely intentional. But now, 2-0 is turned to 2-2. And let's see, Tacoma gets a quick chance to instantly answer. Misa Lopez off the wall. Couldn't get to Michael Ramos.
And we've seen the Sockers be a victim of the immediate answer by the opponents after they score. Still very fluid out there for the Sockers, but they got lucky there.
Here's the ball for El Rey. Out of play. And it came off a Tacoma foot, so it'll be a San Diego distribution out of the corner for Mitchell Cardenas. The 35-year-old Mexico City native. Cardenas to Pacheco. Over to Chris Toth. Some pressure shown. Raymond let the ball do the work. It came forward to Craig Childs. Raymond said, "What about my run?" Childs said, "Sorry." Raymond said, "Okay." Mendez. Now it's Sebastian's turn. Again, no passing angle for Childs. Childs is trying to send one down deep. And finding himself unable to do so, he moves to a new position. Briscoe ran right through the legs of Mendez. Play on.
Yeah, referee saw that and categorized it as a pass instead of a tackle, but...
Challenge flag thrown in the 2nd quarter by Phil Salvaggio. Now, he's going to be asking for a blue card on this play. And
correct.
My professional first blush observation is that that would be a yellow card outdoors, but I don't think it's going to be a blue card here.
Potentially also looking for a foul to be called, but then also gets the challenge flag back.
Challenging a blue card not given.
Now that's true. If they find just a foul, then it's quote unquote a successful challenge, and Phil would get a 2nd opportunity. This is a high risk, low reward use of the challenge flag. I think Joseph Reyna on Soccer Signal would say this is an incorrect use of the challenge flag, a very emotional use where you just see something wrong. But let's take a look. And that's the foul right there. You'll see it again. We're watching Correa trying to spin on that ball. Then Mendez is chasing it. So is Correa. Who gets there first? Correa. That's not even a foul.
Yeah.
That's not even a foul, and the Sockers are going to lose their challenge. They could theoretically call a foul. Here's the low angle. But look, Correa gets the ball first. And then when he goes through Mendez's leg, it's after he has swung his leg to kick the ball. Mendez stepped through the swing path. In my opinion, this will be ruled no foul, and San Diego will have wasted their challenge in a tie match.
Yeah, you can see the intention of that slide tackle isn't even to tackle, it's to get the ball forward to start a forward motion. There isn't even a scissors motion on the backside of Mendez to be potentially a foul, but I have to agree with you, Greg. I think this is not going to come back as a successful challenge.
Well, they're keeping on looking at it, which is interesting. They watched it in slow-mo. They watched it from multiple angles, the goal camera angle. Now they're going to watch it at full speed, it looks like. No. Okay, now we're just, I think we lost the plot.
Yeah, call stand.
Call stands is what we just heard downstairs.
After review, there is no foul on the play. San Diego loses their challenge.
Well, the fans can boo, but it's absolutely the right call from Kyle Trimble. And it was just, sorry about it, absolutely the wrong call to throw a challenge flag there. And we'll see if this game remains close and if that becomes important in the second half, because San Diego can no longer challenge any play in the game. That's why you have to be selective about which one play you choose to challenge first, because it might be your only chance. And in that case, you have to weigh the matrix of what do I stand to gain versus what do I stand to lose. In this case, there was no chance of a blue card. So the best you could possibly hope for was earning a common foul at midfield. That's about the lowest thing on the treasure tree that you can get, low-hanging fruit. So mistake for San Diego. Mendez and Pacheco.
Something else to consider too is the Sockers were in a rhythm. They were finding some momentum in this match and trying to put some plays together, and that essentially put some ice on that energy.
Giles to Mendez. Mendez!
Ooh,
oh, no! Oh, Luis. Right through you, crawling like the baby on New Year's Day. It's 3-2 San Diego.
You have to feel for Birueta, but it doesn't happen unless they take the chance, and sometimes it's the 2-mile-an-hour fastball that gets by you. A little bit overconfident by Birueta, trying to control it with his foot and move forward with it. That's absolute nightmare fuel for any goalkeeper around the world.
You feel for him. Crick Childs gets the assist on that goal at 4:19 of the second quarter. 1-2-3. The Sox are on a roll. Does it kind of feel like it? But they are. They're up 3-2 now. That's just a tough one for a good goalkeeper who's had a very, very good year. Luis Birueta coming in top 5 in the league in goals against average and save percentage. Steal from Cox. It's 3v2. It's Momo. Yeah! Momo! That's your first of the year! And a 4-goal run for San Diego.
Well, he's the one that starts this play. He's the one that extends it, opens himself up, makes himself available, and takes the closed angle with the left foot. Says, you know what? I'm feeling this right now. I started it, let me end it. Bang! 4-2, 4-2, San Diego over Tacoma.
Jose Gonzalez with the assist, and Tacoma with the timeout. They need to talk it over. The Sockers have 4 in a row. We'll come back and see what's next as we continue to bring you a major Arena Soccer League Friday night doubleheader on the CBS Sports Golazo Network.
the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Front Wave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members build equity and refinance with confidence. Invest in your future with a commercial real estate loan. From residential investment properties to industrial real estate, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Front Wave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
4-2 San Diego. Earlier tonight on CBS Sports Golazo Network, Baltimore beat St. Louis 5-4, tightening up the battle for the Shield even more. The Ambush are currently on top with 33 points, but they do pick up that fourth regulation loss. They're up to 18 games. Kansas City, 31 points, 18 games. Milwaukee, 30 points, 18 games. Look at San Diego, 30 points, but 2 matches in hand on each of the 3 teams ahead of them. So if San Diego can win the games in hand, they are effectively in first place by 3 points. They have to win those games. This is one of them. 4-2 is the score.
And they're doing what they need to do. As you mentioned, it doesn't seem like they have double the advantage and double the goals as the Stars, as they had most of the control in this game so far in terms of game minutes. But they've been able to pick their chances and really come out in the second quarter with a fiery presence. And for Tacoma, it's not too late to start going back into what was working into the first half, but was that sustainable? We'll see.
Good battle at defensive midfield for the ball. Stars get it back. Chase Hansen trying to feed the king. Frank Taillou in the corner. Frank Taillou with Cardenas on him. Believe me when I tell you, these guys have battled for years. Cardenas took a shot from Taillou, who's pausing to tie his shoe. Jamel Cox. You see Cardenas is wincing down there. I think he got hit on the wrist. Ramos trying to free up his right foot. Trying to get around Sanchez, put it to the middle, and well done by the 18-year-old Marcel Sanchez to let it drop to Chris Toth. Don't forget, you can catch Tony and I's weekly San Diego Soccer show, Soccer's Overtime, on YouTube, Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, on the San Diego Punto Football channel. Just search for Soccer's Overtime. This week we had on Marcel Sanchez, quite an impressive young man. At 18, the youngest soccer in the modern era. We hadn't had an 18-year-old on the team before. Toth on the run. All right, Chris. Rips it off the high glass. He was trying to play some Jerry ball there. Some Gerardo Perez, Brian Orozco. Says, what about the Toth system? Oh, Bossy, take a seat.
He kept salivating more and more as he got closer to the goal. He's like, all right, we'll take it. Take the space.
Morales trying to maybe wall pass to himself there. Trying to break out is Tacoma. The guy who's great at doing it is Jamel Cox, but he's pinned in at his own yellow line, and it's back to Pirueta. This is where it's been trouble. Oh, it almost was again. It's the one thing that the bright young man who's got a great career ahead of him needs to work on a lot more. Passes completed. Canale just joined the team last week, but we've seen him for years in Tacoma. Got that beach soccer ability. Very strong on either foot. High Briscoe now. Spectacular at times. This one saved by Chris Toth.
Yeah, Briscoe doing everything right, and then right at the last second, unable to really move his shoulders and adjust himself to put that and pick a corner. Toth was ready and well positioned, closing all those angles and moving up.
Casera saying, somebody do something to help me out.
And then, you know, that's when you also have the disconnect and mistrust of a goalkeeper with the ball at his feet. That was a perfect opportunity to give the ball back to the goalkeeper. But, you know, based on prior history just in this game, maybe the confidence is a little bit lower for that.
Canale and Ruggles do battle in the right corner. Out to El Colombiano Caceres with the big left foot, but this one flies high and wide over the net. And with 6:52 remaining in the second quarter, it's time to take a timeout. Media timeout from Front Wave Arena in Oceanside. Never mind, we took that break early, so that gives us a chance to stop and talk to you a little bit about the trade that San Diego made today for Nilton de Andrade from Utica City FC. All-star in the 2024-2025 season. So far in his MASL career, 65 goals in 67 matches, so you can see he's about good for a goal a game. 2023-24, his best year yet with 41 points. Missed the entire first half of this season, Tony. Came back with 2 goals, 2 assists in Empire to give Utica a huge win that day. Didn't really play that well down otherwise so far this season, but we've talked about it. 3 top playmaking midfielders out. De Andrade can step right into that. And I think from San Diego's perspective, this is a flyer. Let's take a look-see. Juan Salazar can go on loan to Utica. Those rights can be reversed next season. Very well could be reversed to send Nilton back to Utica next season, but it gives De Andrade a chance to play playoff Ron Newman Cup style indoor soccer down the stretch here.
And exactly, you mentioned it right. Those 3 players no longer here for the San Diego Sockers, at least in the immediate future. But Nilton gives you that catalyst of change in the midfield. You can go ahead and have a little bit more creativity, and somebody who has, you know, a different view of what's been happening here as well. Sometimes it takes an outsider to see what's happening inside of the squad and see different layers and put himself in those missing positions and really settle nicely. It's going to be exciting.
Toth with the strong arm out, doing his own Vartson is Pereira there with the back header. But the ball went over the low wall and out of play. San Diego FC, the local Major League Soccer club, will be playing this Sunday evening against St. Louis City SC. Here's Tayu. Toth could do nothing but just push the ball into the corner. Now it's Momo leaning on Tayu. That was fun. Common foul called, but Momo definitely got pure value out of that one.
Yeah, both horns just locking in there and nobody wanting to give any inch of space, and ultimately Tayu getting the benefit there with a foul call in favor. We'll see what they can do in a set piece.
Caceres. Whoops. Right to the middle to Sean Callahan. Can he find a runner? It's not really there. So San Diego will play possession out of the back. And Tacoma will try and break the pressure. Sean Callahan, good ball. Oh, wow. Yahir Romero took him down. Tayu left it for Hansen. Back to Tayu. Nudged to the foot of Chris Toth. And now the race is on down the floor. And Luis Pirueta can pick it up. 6 minutes left in the second quarter. It started 2-0 Tacoma. Soccer's getting that goal in the last minute of the first quarter. Really did feel like kind of the unnecessary mistake on what had been a perfect paper so far. And you see that red mark, you're like, oh man, I thought I had an A. Stars thought they had an A quarter. It turned into a B+. And this quarter, 3 straight goals for San Diego, including one for Momo. Speaking of players who are here on a bit of a flyer and a bit of a loan, Mustafa Guy from Empire hasn't got to play that much this year. Hoping that this is the start of something good for him tonight. The turnover, whoo, a whistler right into the chest of Chris Toth.
Well done by Toth there, committing to the right-hand side, wanted to catch that in the breadbasket. Now he's asking for a little bit of calm, but that's a shot that any little deflection and it goes right past you. So very well done there by Toth, and now trying to control the tempo, control the play, and really bring it back to where the Sockers feel a little bit more comfortable.
And force Tacoma to run around. Here comes that double team. Oh, Morales tried for the one-on-one play and he lost it. And then he takes down Briscoe, and this will be a blue card. Absolutely. Absolutely. And now he's got to be quiet to avoid adding a 5-minute yellow, which is what San Diego is famous for. He's asking for a review. There's no reviews left.
And I have to agree with him.
Let's go. Where is it?
I have to agree with him with that. Because there wasn't too much on that foul, but
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
nothing could be done.
Morales to the box.
2 minutes hold in for San Diego. It's a 2-minute power play for Tacoma.
Now, I feel like the stern parent here for a second. So, you know, my 14-year-old son understands this tone. But, Phil, you blew your challenge on a terrible decision from start to finish, a play that should never be challenged. Now, you could have ended this power play, but you didn't get to review it. And so here we go. Power play begins with 4:47 left in the second quarter. It'll count either to 2:47 on a running clock or to the Stars' third goal of the match. Tacoma on the year, 7th in an 18 league. 4 for 21, just 19% on the man advantage. See if Frank Tayu can help that. San Diego is number 1 in the league on PK. They've only allowed 3 power play goals in 21 tries. But this, oh, Tayu missed. Tayu had the goal. He scores that 88% of the time. And I think you see the rust on the King right there. Saved by Toth. Spider-Manning the near post. And then Mendez gets trucked. Appropriately no call on that play. And it's back to Tacoma with 1:13 on the power play clock. Under 4 minutes to go in the half.
And Tacoma can definitely start wearing down some of the defenders in this moment. 2 minutes doesn't seem like a lot, but it seems like an eternity if you're defending a power play situation, especially against a physical presence like Frank Tayu.
And remember, especially in this sport, it's not like the second the power play ends that things change. You got to run back out there. A lot of times we've seen the soccer score goals 5, 6, 10 seconds after the power play ends. Caceres, 44 seconds on that man advantage. Canale and Caceres. Jamel Cox up top, front and center. Deflected shot, squirts into the corner. Ramos is able to protect it with his back to net, but he's forced out behind the yellow line. No offsides rule like hockey here. You can just keep playing it back in. Ramos shoots it off the wall. If he was aiming for the net, he missed by about 12 feet. Cox across to Tayu, 17 seconds on the man advantage. Caceres captaining the power play. Under 3 minutes to play in the half. Cox shoots, there's Toth. Chris is going to time it out and call timeout. Yep.
Yeah, very well done there by the San Diego Sockers, having that positioning down and closing any windows in space. Frank Tayu, usually somebody who's physical right in the middle of the box, wasn't unable to do anything. Essentially, they suffocated that attack very, very well.
Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and right here on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. That's where Alex Bastiavansky and Phil Levanko are joined by special guests from around the league, recapping the weekend's games, discussing the league's hot topics. They'll break down all the trades at the trade deadline on MASL Monday. Check it out, MASL TV on YouTube and the CBS Sports Golazo Network. Capelli Sport is the official, exclusive, preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop on the all-new MASL Fan Store for the latest league and team gear. And you can get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on the hellscape formerly known as Twitter. If you're still there, whew. Yikes. Tacoma 2, San Diego 4, seconds left on the power play. Uzi Tayu has brought a big spark to the back. You can just see what a colorful character he is. You can't see it on our screen right now, but he's chatting with Luis Pirueta, cracking up Luis. Luis is laughing. They're having a good time. I mean, this guy is all emotion, all character. He's been a thorn in the side of San Diego. San Diego's gotten the better of him. There was a famous clip when he was with Ontario and Leo took him left to right, right to left, putting him on his seat. Like, there's been, it's a saga between these guys. Oh, no, look, now he's right in the ear of Nick. Him and Nick Pereira. And actually, Kyle Trimble comes over and says, Uzi, can you pipe down?
He's now giving the business back to the referee. You know what?
And Kyle's
Everybody
laughing
gets it.
because he's funny. That's the whole thing. He's down there. He is chirping literally nonstop, but he's funny when he does it, so he didn't just get a yellow card right there. 2:38 left in the second quarter. The league's better with the Tayus in it. I'm just going to say that straight up. It's a better league when the Tayus are here. They are entertainment. Fire and ice, you know? The Tayus, Frank's the ice. He's icy. All fire for Uzi. Somehow Sebastian Mendez avoids a superstructure violation, kicking that exactly as far as the roof without touching the roof. Kyle Rivers crashing the other way. Much like Tacoma's first quarter, San Diego's second quarter would be spoiled by a late Stars goal. That would take what has been a pure 3-0 quarter and spoil it somewhat. As this ball rolled along the wall, Uzi Tayu just kicked it back. There's a minute 50 left in the second quarter. Coming up on our MASL TV halftime show on the CBS Sports Golazo Network, my pre-recorded interview with Frank Tayu, Alex Bastiavansky's MASL in 5 report. Here's Ruggles from, shot wide and well pushed off, and that's going to be a blue card. Blue card against Frank Tayu. And Ruggles feeling his shoulder there after he got checked hard to be taken off of that clean shot. Soccer's going on the power play to end the quarter.
Yeah, you see a physical player be exactly what he's there to do, and extending maybe the arm, and that's what the referee says is what takes this into a blue card violation. You know, it's okay to go shoulder to shoulder, but the moment that arm gets extended, that's when you put somebody in a precarious situation. And unfortunate for Ruggles that he gets the worst out of it, but fortunate for his team, he earned a dangerous set piece position as Pereira and Childs are back on top of the ball.
Pushing is the call on Tayu. This power play begins with a minute 34 left in the half. It's going to start with a Childs goal, and it's going to end with a Childs goal. Craig Childs spotted the hole in the wall, and he put the ball through the wall. 5-2.
El Capi de Capitanes, Craig Childs, creating what can only be described as high art. This is what a veteran does. He waits for the position. He knows exactly where the windows are. It's going to go through the legs of Virueta. That's an excellent, excellent set piece. He knew exactly what he was doing at every step of the way. This league is better with Craig Childs in it, and it's going to be a very different day when he's not. But for right now, enjoy it while you can.
Multi-point game for the Cap. Goal and an assist for Craig Childs. Craig's now on a goal-scoring streak. First of the year. Now, once again, we talk about late mistakes. The power play is over. We're back to full strength. They've kept the power play clock on the board for no reason. Here's Ramos. Ramos well defended by Ben Raymond. Great stay-at-home defender in this league. The 30th minute at Front Wave Arena is live. Second quarter magic minute. Here we go. 5-2 San Diego. Soccer scored in the magic minute of the first quarter. Again, Tacoma find it. This is a ball deflected. Look out! And Ramos could not put it into a gaping net and shot it over the net from 8 feet away.
Yeah, it looked like that angle that he had just couldn't get on top of the ball to make sure that that was just pushed through. The angle that was coming just kind of scooped it up and into the netting. It's a big miss there. Could have brought it a little closer.
Ramos.
Yes.
That's 2 goals. That's 5-4.
Yeah.
I mean, those are goals that these guys, with in Frank's case, almost 500 goals, and with Michael's case, well over 100 goals in the league, you expect them to score those shots. This is the top level of indoor soccer. 33 seconds left in this quarter. San Diego would do well just to see it out. And that may be, with Tacoma not pressuring, the plan. Raymond took the center outlet spot. Pereira, ball bounced on Ruggles. He sends it forward with 14 seconds. Slide tackle by Hansen, got the ball. Pacheco tried to shoot out with it. Uzi, good move. Foul called against, I think, Nick. Bumping Uzi on the way by. Uzi's like, I was just, you can literally see him. He's like, I was just on a great move. Look at me dribbling. I was doing so good. Don't call the whistle. Man, this guy's fun to watch.
Got a little bump by Pacheco as well. Try to push him and body, but I don't think Uzi even felt that.
Adding Frank and Uzi Taiyu to the MASL is like adding Adam Scott to this third season of Parks and Rec with Rob Lowe. You know, it just takes it to another level.
Yeah.
There's characters you didn't realize you needed, but you really do need them. Horn sounds. A 4-goal second quarter for San Diego to turn a 2-1 deficit into a 5-2 halftime lead, Tony.
And really, San Diego really took it to that next level, as we see here. Classic Pereira action with Mendez in the first. We've seen this develop, this relationship really come to fruition this entire season.
Yes.
Veteran and young leg just telepathically knowing where each other are at.
This was a pretty one. Step, step. Walla. Score it. Nick says that's using your head. Bit on the nose there, Nick. Well, no, actually on the top of the head, not the nose. Good point. That was Pereira's 12th of the season. This was just unfortunate for Luis Pirueta. He thought he had the ball measured and he did not. It's a gift goal. This was pretty though. These are two guys who normally play only defense. Mustafa Guy and Bebe Gonzalez teaming up offensively for a very attractive fourth goal in the match.
Great celebration to go along with it too, but everything is firing for the Sockers on all sides of the pitch and all sides of the floor. He's doing really well.
Phil is loitering on the far wall. Just had an extended conversation. Our Nick Ferrara is standing by. You can see him on the screen. You can see Phil arriving. Let's toss it downstairs.
San Diego Soccer's head coach Phil Salvaggio here. You realize the importance now that we're in the home stretch of the MASL season of every single victory. And it's easy to look past a team that's coming in losing 4 straight. If you have picked up 5 of the last 6, you came out, were trailing in the first quarter, you regained composure, your team got focused, and now you have a 5-2 lead going into the half. How do you keep the team motivated coming into the second half to get the W here tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. We got a lot of young guys playing and a lot of guys that don't play a lot of games this year. So they're excited. They want to play, keep playing. So we're going to keep the momentum up.
And speaking of excitement, you guys were extremely active right up to the trade deadline, addressing both offense and defense. Some new additions coming to the team, ready for your next game. Tell us what we can look forward to from San Diego Soccer's actions and the new additions.
Yeah, first we got to get healthy, and we've got some new additions coming, and we got to put a playoff team together.
All right, Coach, good luck. We'll see you in the second half.
Thank you so much, Nick. We're back with our interview with Frank Taiyu right after this. Sockers have scored 5 in a row to take a 5-2 lead over Tacoma on the CBS Sports Golazo Network.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Front Wave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members grow their businesses with confidence. Whether you need a vehicle to drive your business forward or gear to get the job done, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Front Wave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Front Wave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screaming around can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
With 6 miles, runway 26 right, right on.
Halftime on MASL TV on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. It's the Sockers and the Stars. Craig Elston, and it's my sincere pleasure to be joined by the 4-time MVP of this league, all-time points leader, all-time goals leader, and about to become a Tacoma star, Frank Tayu, joining us. King, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you.
The pleasure is absolutely mine, but maybe not the Sockers. We'll see how the evening goes. So tell us about your path this year. I saw you playing in Sonora in M2. Now we see you in Tacoma before the roster freeze. Tell us about how the year's gone.
I mean, I'm at a point of my life where I need to think about the future, think about what's coming next. My move to Sonora was very strategic. I'm looking to start a business there, and it was important for me to be on the ground and really get in touch with the people and see where the city is at this point compared to when I was there, and reconnect with some of the connections that I had there in the past. My brother and I, we started building a club, and the club is growing pretty fast, so it was time for me to come home and help out a little bit, and then this opportunity came along, and it felt like the right thing to do at this stage of the year, but also at this stage of our career, and here we are, and we're excited. We started in Tacoma, and to be back here is almost like a full circle moment, and I'm truly excited and happy to be with this group of guys and figure out what the year takes us.
You know, obviously, when it comes to this game, this sport, there's nothing you have to prove to this sport. You've done it all, first to 500, first to 400 goals, 4 MVPs. What motivates you now?
What motivates? That's a good question. My whole life, I wanted to play football. You know, I've never dreamed of being anything else but being a soccer player, and I feel like my time in Sonora brought back a lot of old memories and ignited a little bit of fire in me. And you know, when the inner child is happy and you feel that dragon in you sort of like soaring, you know, the universe just aligns for you to go back and do the things that makes you happy. And I'm here now, and I'm just excited to see what we can do together, but also have fun and enjoy myself.
And certainly you had a chance to rediscover that joy, I thought, last year. It didn't start great in St. Louis. You had to move on from that situation. But at the end in Milwaukee, things seem to really be clicking for you.
Yes, I truly enjoy my time in Milwaukee. And I know the fans were a little disappointed that I left. But, you know, this game, it's a game for the fans, but for us, the actors of the sport, it's a business. And at the end of the day, we have to make the decisions that make sense for us, even if it doesn't always align with the wishes of the fans. I didn't know that Leite was gonna take the job. Maybe if I knew that a little sooner, that would have impacted my decision. But I'm glad to see them doing well, and I actually spoke with Marshall after the game in Ontario, and I'm really proud of him. He's been a mentor to me in the league. I've had great conversation with him about the game. With the national team, he was my roommate. So I love seeing people that I know do well and enjoy what they do. And I think that he's enjoying himself and the team is playing well. Obviously, you know, you win some, you lose some, but for the most part, they're doing great. And they're living up to the standard of the franchise, which is always competing for a championship. And I'm happy to see that.
Frank, the sport is better with you in it. It's always great to see you. Welcome back.
Thank you, my friend. Good to see you.
The superstar, the talent, the enigma, Frank Tayu, our guest here at halftime. We're back with MASL in 5. First half highlights, second half kickoff next, right here on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. Halftime on MASL TV between the San Diego Sockers and the
The mountains are blue. and cold refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
At Front Wave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Please, 6 miles, runway 6 right, clear.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
At the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Shoot! It's gone!
What's up, soccer fans? Alex Bastiavansky here, back in the MASL studio. Hope everyone had an absolutely fantastic week. A lot went down over the past few days in the league, and I am here to tell you all about it in just 5 minutes. So let's go.
There is a piece of the back wall out. Another opportunity. The goal is missed, and an opportunity, and the capitalization. And a game winner. It is number 19, Jairo Guevara.
The overtime winner by Baltimore against Empire, not without controversy though. Look there, a piece of the wall on the field of play, but the play was allowed to continue. Regardless, it was the Blast coming away with the 5-4 victory. And the Blast had a fantastic weekend. They hosted Milwaukee on the 21st and managed to hold on for the 7-6 win. Ups and downs all season for the Blast, but they are definitely on the upswing once again. St. Louis is the hottest team in the league at the moment, and they flex some muscle against Utica City. The worst blowout in the MASL so far this season. 13-0 St. Louis takes it. Robbie Christo with 4 points. San Diego and Tacoma. Stars legend Nick Pereira returning to his old stomping grounds and adding salt into the wound. He had 2 goals in the game to help the Sockers drop the Stars 5-2 the final score. One positive for Tacoma though, Danny Waltman recording his 2,000th career save in the MASL. Now in his 11th campaign in the league, Danny has spent all of them with the Stars except for one campaign with the Comets and one with San Diego. Congrats, Danny. And we talked about St. Louis being off the charts hot right now. Well, they took on Milwaukee on the 22nd. They went into the Lions' Den and knocked off the Wave on the road 7-6. That is the 5th straight win for the Ambush. Utica's woes continued on the 22nd in Kansas City, although they showed much better than the day before when they lost 13-0. Much closer than this one, but the Comets still came away with the 6-5 triumph. And Empire finished the week off on a strong note, hosting Tacoma. The Strikers flexing some offensive muscle of their own as they were all over the Stars like a bad rash, beating up on them 10-2. And congratulations, the Baltimore Blast legend Tony Donatelli, who was added to the Blast Hall of Fame on the 21st. Donatelli played 10 seasons in the MASL, all with the Blast, putting up 169 goals, 164 assists, 333 points in 186 games, helping Baltimore to 4 league titles along the way. A true legend. Congratulations, Tony. Your scoring leaders right now, Alex Sanchez taking over top spot with 40 points, followed closely by Rian Marquez of KC with 38. Mario Alvarez with 35. Zach Reggett fading a bit right now with 33 points, and Junior Pinal rounding out the top 5 with 31. And your Capelli Players of the Week, Paulo Nascimento in goal from St. Louis. His teammate, Daniel Torrealba, picking up the offensive honor, and Robert Palmer from Empire getting the defensive nod. Let's start with Daniel, who may be the best pickup in the offseason for any team. St. Louis got him from Texas. He had 9 points, 5 goals, 4 assists last week. Defensively, Robert Palmer, what an incredible career he's had. He just continues to add to it. 4 points, 6 blocks he had in 3 strikers games. And in goal, Paulo Nascimento is making a strong case to be named the MASL's goaltender of the year. Another fantastic week. Just one game, but he had 8 saves, picking up the shutout in the win. Plays of the week now.
With Alex Steinwasser in front of him. Finds some space, fires it in the upper corner. Gratterall in his second consecutive game. Toyota Arena, one of the busiest arenas. And another goal by Perez. Goalkeepers are finding themselves scoring today.
Wrecked it in and just missed. Williamson on the volley, he scores.
Way here. Oh, Williamson. DeCristo! Oh, Heiner's going to want that back.
Briggs will fire from distance. It's wide. Acrobatics, and what a goal by Axel Chakute.
Torrealba to Cristo in the orange boots. Slices a pass back to Martinez.
Canale reads this off the board. Briscoe! A flying scissor kick for Kai Briscoe! With 2s and 3s, and so Canale with the bike. Oh my gosh! Jaw drop, hits floor, comes back up. Canale with the goal of the week. What a highlight reel. There is a piece of the back wall out. Another opportunity. The goal is missed, and an opportunity, and the capitalization. And a game winner. It is number 19, Jairo Guevara.
And that's all the time we've got for this week's show. But just a reminder to stay up to date on everything that's going on in the MASL all throughout the season. Be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Front Wave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members grow their businesses with confidence. Whether you need a vehicle to drive your business forward or gear to get the job done, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Front Wave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Front Wave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them,
Get real close to them,
and every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Is it normal to sweat this much? This is awful. This is a mean sweat. Quit looking at me, Susan. When was the last time I ate something planted? It's not that I don't like vegetables. Doctor, I said stop. I can't pay for a nutritionist. Why is this always such a whole big thing?
With nutrition counseling included, staying on top of your health doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente. Healthcare that just works.
Wind 6 miles, runway 6 right, clear.
Ready for the start of the second half at Front Wave Arena in Oceanside, California, North County, San Diego. The San Diego Sockers spotted Tacoma a 2-0 lead, came rolling back for a 5-2 halftime edge. Here's how it happened. Stars got things started with this advantageous play. Drew Ruggles trying to settle a ball out of the air. The ball came off his shin. Yahir Romero took advantage from there, but then the Sockers got it back. This was the most attractive one for 2-2. Luis Morales Wallace-Scora to the head of Nick Pereira. Then a great goal for 4-2 by two players who normally play defense only. Guy had the steal, Jose Gonzalez the assist. Mustafa Guy finished it off for his first goal of the year. Tacoma had a power play and a great chance for Frank Tayu in his first game back, missed the open net. Great save by Chris Toth, who had a strong half. Jamel Cox again into the hands of Toth. And Sockers would get one later on a Craig Childs power play score, and now the third quarter's underway. It's 5-2 Sockers. Tacoma in navy, running from right to left across your screens here on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. The Sockers on their Star Wars night in their Stormtrooper kits. They go left to right. There's Frank Tayu down in the corner, hoping to make an impact in the second half for the Stars. Tacoma has lost 4 in a row. They've fallen to 7th place. Top 6 teams make the playoffs. They are 1 win away from the Strikers. Oh boy, Marcel Sanchez did not have his eyes open. Sorry, kid. Had the ball with an open runner down the line, Sebastian Mendez, but he turned around the other way.
Yeah, and he definitely had that lane absolutely open, but he opted for the, let's bring it all down, maybe the safe play, but that definitely was the second look that he should have had. He's going to want
option 2, do nothing. Option 1, spring Mendez for a hat-trick goal. Battle along the penalty box wall. Offensive midfield of Tacoma. 3 Stars, 2 Sockers. The ball kicks out to Chase Hansen. Luis Pirueta is in net for the Stars. Chris Toth going to go the distance here for San Diego in just his second start of the year. Chris, the defending goalkeeper of the year. He will not be able to maintain that defense this year with only 3 starts, 4 appearances. Missed almost 2 full months. And now a mistake once again by the kid as the ball is kicked over the low wall by San Diego for a defensive clearance that will protect that. It's been given back to a deflection over the wall. Initially, both officials signaled top of the arc, which is when they spun their hands.
Correct.
Like the traveling call in basketball. But it was reversed. Cox's shot into the hands of the athletic Toth. The idea for San Diego this year was for Boris Pardo and Chris Toth, who have combined for 8 Goalkeeper of the Year awards, 5 for Chris, 3 for Boris, to split time, to be 50-50 partners in net, and to give San Diego a fresh, world-class goalkeeper each year. Then Chris, in a practice injury, broke a finger, kept him out 2 months, led to 12 straight games that Pardo or third-string keeper Nathaniel Lindquist started. Half the season gone for Toth, but he still has a chance here, Tony, late in this season to really make an impact.
And it all starts with getting those game minutes, and in situations like these where at some point you're going to go ahead and be asked to be at your tip-top shape. And even though he's had quite a good game, there's still some things that I've seen Chris kind of shake his head at and know that maybe it was a better distribution or a better choice, but this is an elite goalkeeper.
Romero shot one off the wall that Tayu could not get ahead to as he roamed. Frank Tayu on the ball. First game for Tacoma. Laid it off for Romero, off the wall again. Shooting wide. Kai Briscoe sends it back out for control. Caceres just wide, and Tayu was thinking about putting that header on and directing it into the far post. And then Sanchez taken down. This is an easy blue card to be shown as Sanchez just had the drawstring put out in front of him, ran into the gate, and San Diego goes into man advantage. Misa Lopez in the box.
Tacoma penalty, blue card, 93 for tripping. 4v5.
Sanchez definitely knew that there was going to be contact immediately. And you know what? Sometimes these young kids have to put their body on the line for the betterment of the team. And he got himself a couple pat in the backs. And let's get you to the bench and recover. Good job, kid.
Well, after missing that breakaway pass attempt, the next best thing, earn your team a power play. Very well done. Look out! Giveaway! Shorty! Breakaway! Rivers! Go! No! It's in. Second chance Carreo is there after the initial block of the ball on the line by San Diego. And just a complete discombobulation at the very beginning. A bad touch, a worse idea pass, and a first shorthanded goal allowed by San Diego all year.
I mean, once it got bad, it went from bad to worse to nightmare situation in that transition. But this can be an opportunity for Tacoma. You hear this arena. It just kind of went dead quiet, and it's still a power play for the Sockers. But this might be that spark that the Tacoma Stars are looking for. Now Nicky Pereira wants to get things back into gear.
Unassisted goal for Correa, shorthanded goal for Tacoma. And the Sockers, who are 1 for 1 on the power play, are now even in terms of scoring on power plays. They still have a chance to get their second goal on the power play here. Giles back to Pereira. Power play began with 11:59 left in the quarter. It's counting either down to 9:59 on the clock or to a San Diego 6th goal. But as we've already seen, Tacoma's allowed to score 2. And again, people think when I say this stuff that it's excuse making, but those are partisan MASL viewers that are worried about their team and the standings. I'm trying to make things clear for the casual viewer. That's the type of thing that happens when you don't have Leo or Costa or Charlie, the 3 guys who would be the top 3 choices to be on the ball on a power play. Shot by Childs is kicked away by Birueta. There's 38 seconds left in the man advantage. Morales down to Mendez in the corner. Back to Morales. He scores! Through the arms of Birueta, who was partially shielded on that shot. Tony a little bit screened. And it's a power play goal. It's a Luis Morales goal, and it's 6-3.
Luis Morales combining there with Mendez, asking for that back just by positioning himself, knowing that the time was running out and knowing that it was going to have to be a first-time touch shot. Takes his opportunity right through the hands of Birueta, and once again, Luisito is not going to like what he's seeing on the tape for this one. Gotta put those wrists a little stronger. But if you're the Sockers, this is what you need to go ahead and do. You have a couple of goals that have taxed the confidence of Birueta. You keep going and you keep shooting, you keep getting those opportunities. That's 2 goals that should have been stops that have been converted.
Back to that 3-goal lead they held at halftime. And for Sebastian Mendez now, a 3-point game, 2 goals and an assist. Sockers bring out a defensive lineup. This is what you like to see them do after they score a goal. Put a defensive lineup out there to try and not give Tacoma the immediate answer back. Birueta cuts it over to Briscoe with Pato Estrella right in his hip. Pato called for a foul along the wall.
Just simple arm push. Referee had a great eye on it. All about that arm extension to have that be called.
Tayu. Back to Caceres. Now Romero. Yahir Romero, who got the first 2 goals of the night. Looking for his first career hat trick. Back out Caceres. Not even close. MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. Don't forget, as part of the Play with Heart Month, commemorative team-signed Play with Heart armbands available for auction at MASLsoccer.com with proceeds, all proceeds, benefiting the American Heart Association. Mendez takes a tumble in the corner, only a common foul called. Sebastian is okay. That's youth for you. 24-year-old took a knock on the knee. That would have kept me out for a weekend, Tony.
Yeah, sana colita de rana, but Uzi just knowing, hey, I tried to get my leg out of the way. He just kind of ran into it. But a prime position for two veterans once again. Childs already scoring from one set piece.
Oh, just missing the hat trick, Mendez. Tried for the Adi Coker flying far post scissor kick. A 1983 relic that soccer's old school fans still treasure to this day.
Yeah, Craig wanted that so bad. He gave the perfect pass, and this is going to be called a foul.
That's another player taking it on the ankle, Luis Morales. Imagine all the times that you get your ankle clipped and get that ankle bone smacked and how the pain just resonates. And then you get back up and you just keep running and they do it to you again. Here's Pereira in the corner! And guess who he gets to stare down at the end of it? Mr. Uzi Tayu. Nick, just with a calm nod of the head, said, yep, you know I'm good. You know I'm Nick Pereira. Cardenas the assist on 7-3.
And you see that there was no space there for Pereira, creating his own lane, creating his own opportunity. Cardenas just like, all right, here you go. I'll give it to you in the corner. We'll see what you'll be able to do. Wall passes it to himself, un autopase, to get himself around Tayu. He gets the last laugh in that play.
Second goal for Nick Pereira, 13th of the year. The former star for 8 years, leading scorer for the Tacoma Stars.
He's really gotten much more comfortable in this system. And it's rewarded the Sockers with some fantastic plays and a lot of victories.
Didn't hear them award the assist downstairs. Oh, diving try on Toth. I think he got a touch on that ball from Caceres. Still spinning at the edge of the crease and knocked away. That's the athleticism of Chris Toth.
Just lightning fast with those reflexes. He's going to be needing them again.
Woo! Cardenas kicks it out of the crease. Handball on Caceres in the corner. Capelli Sport, official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store. Find the latest league and team gear. That one hits the oh my goodness, hit the very top of the glass. Childs headed it, it almost nestled under the crossbar. It did not. It's back to Mendez on a hat trick, to Childs on a brace, and that could have been a handball on Briscoe, but they're out of their challenge flag, so tough luck, tough beans. Keep going. Ball pops out to Momo Guy.
Briscoe doing what he needs to do. Get in front of the ball. Doesn't matter if it's with a limb or not. Referee doesn't call it. Keep playing.
That's another one. The whole Sockers team started to stare at Kyle Trimble and go, again? What? Let's take a timeout. Wow. 7:07 left to play in the third quarter. San Diego has two after Adrian Correa's shorthander drew Tacoma close. We're back with more on the CBS Sports Golazo Network.
When the time comes, we must be ready.
When every second counts.
Be ready.
Act fast.
Do not give up.
Push hard. Keep pushing when it's all on the line.
Be there for each other.
Give it everything you've got.
Do more for your team.
Be ready.
Stay ready.
Call 911.
Be ready.
Be ready.
Be ready.
Be ready. Be ready.
Call 911.
There's regular cold, and then there's the mountains are blue cold. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
At Front Wave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
In a cardiac emergency, every minute counts. Visit heart.org to learn what you can do to help become part of the nation of lifesavers. American Heart Association and the Major Arena Soccer League teaming up in this February to play with heart. And you can see those red armbands on the right arms of all the San Diego Soccer's players. Those will be up for auction at maslsoccer.com, with all proceeds benefiting the American Heart Association. You know, along those lines, how about just a big shout out to the commissioner of the MASL, Keith Tozer. Suffered a heart attack. His life was saved because of people who had that cardiac emergency awareness around him. A young woman giving him CPR to save his life. Keith, a very fit man, you know, and shocking heart attack. He's back up. He's fit as a fiddle now, once again, rolling, but it's a wonderful way for the league not only to celebrate their commish, but to help spread the awareness of heart health throughout the United States.
Yeah, great story on MASL.com as well. Check it out.
Here's Felipe Gonzalez and the Sockers with a 4-goal lead under 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. San Diego trying to go to 6-0-1 in their last 7 matches. A win here would put them into first place in the league. Now, not definitively so, but it would. Bebe Gonzalez, who almost exclusively this year has either played the defensive runner position or a defender, getting to be in the midfield and picked up an assist today.
There we got some pointers from his brother Charlie.
This one off the goal wall. Luis Pirueta doing well to tightrope the edge of his crease and grab the ball. With both teams changing, an easy distribution for Luis and a rolling ball up the middle. Here's Yahir Romero, lost it to Sanchez. Felipe will play it back to Mitchell Cardenas. Stars are trying to pressure, and with a bouncing ball that Pato couldn't control, that allowed Tacoma to dig in deep defensively. 4 people in the attack zone trying to win the ball back. If San Diego can break, they'll be able to counter. Instead, Marcel makes a mistake on the pass back. Romero got a foot on it. Mitchell's still in hot water. Then Romero falls over, and a foul is called against San Diego, and it'll be a free kick for Tacoma.
I'm talking about that inexperience sometimes of these young players. They do have the energy, they do have the resilience, but sometimes they need to take that extra beat to pick their head up and decide exactly where they need that pass to go. That pass could have gone back to Toth a little bit slower, and he could have taken care of that clearance. Instead, something ends up into now a dangerous set-piece situation for Tacoma.
Stars kind of need this. Off the wall, and it went through the 7 and the 10 pins, right down the middle. Sidewall try by Mendez to spring a counter. It's back to the king, Frank Tayu. He's had a quiet night for the most part so far. Had a header chance on the power play. It was definitely his best. Or pardon me, a kicking chance. He also had a header chance that couldn't put on. Now he's got a chance, and there it is. Give him an inch, he'll take a goal. That's the king, Frank Tayu. You know what he's gonna do, but you gotta block that shot. If you don't, it's gonna be on net, and it's gonna be 7-4.
And you can tell right here, there's only a couple of options for him. It's either left or right. Usually he's gonna take that right, and you know that's the mark of a great player. You know every step of the way what he's gonna do, and he still buries a golazo. And this gives Tacoma a little bit of hope, a little bit of energy to come on up and try to get another one in a quick succession and make this game really interesting.
That's why you bring a Frank Tayu on the team. There was definitely an assist on that ball. We'll just have to find out who it was. Here's Ramos the other way, looking for 2 in a row in a hurry. Dancing on Ruggles, trying to get to that right foot. Can't find it, looking for the left foot now. He does! Bing, bang! Stars, 2 goals in a row. 7-3 has become 7-5, and this match just got interesting.
And again, a 1v1 situation, going right, going to the left, and preferring that left foot. A little bit of overcommitment by Ben Raymond to the right-hand side and opening that lane and window to take a shot, and goes back by Chris Toth. It's a great shot, nothing for Chris to do in those moments, but hey, you let Tacoma back into this matchup 7-5.
Well, while we're here, let's talk about what could be an interesting battle down the stretch for the MASL Goalkeeper of the Year. I think you'd have to say right now that Paulo Nascimento is the leader in this regard. Does take, yeah, we got to, please ignore the waves and just listen to me. There we go, that's a little better.
There it is.
4.53 goals against, 194 saves, 738 save percentage for Paulo. He leads the league in all those categories. However, Boris Pardo's right there behind him, tied for the lead in wins, just behind him in goals against. Save percentage, second, 730. Pardo will not win MASL Goalkeeper of the Year in all likelihood, not only because Paulo's put together this full season, but because now Toth is back and they're going to start sharing time. But nothing was more important to this club's season than Boris Pardo's ability to step in and command the net for 2 straight months.
He put the entire team on his back, and not just one game, but not just 2 games, not just back-to-back games. Every time he was out there, and even when his number wasn't called, stepping in for the rookie Lindquist when he needed to in Utica, and put an outstanding performance to get the victory. He's been able to do it. Distribution, getting assists. He's been absolutely everywhere. He's found the fountain of youth. But you still have Chris Toth now, who can also start to get back into that level. And now a 1-2 punch in net. It's going to be a very, very interesting way to manage this for Salvaggio moving forward.
That last goal at 10-12, 2 goals in 22 seconds for Tacoma. Tayu at 9:50, his first from Misa Lopez. Ramos at 10-12, his 9th from Uzi Tayu. So Frank and Uzi have a point on the board now in their Stars debuts. And Tacoma absolutely back in this match.
And they can definitely start to press that midfield, and that's what they've been doing, trying to get anticipatory maneuvers and really take it to the San Diego Sockers, who haven't really done a lot in this 3rd quarter. Coming back, watch out.
Oh, that was an all or nothing whistle. Nestor Hernandez went through the back of Momo Guy. Those guys used to be teammates back in Empire, but that whistle doesn't sound. It's 2v0 going the other way.
With Chris Toth out of net, he was looking for a pass, so that could have been a tap in as well.
All of a sudden, a little wobble in the foundation for San Diego. Let's see if they can restore order as 2 lifelong friends, Chris Toth and Nick Pereira, team up on a pass. These guys were roommates back as rookies with the Sockers in 2009-10. Leaving it for Sean Callahan was Pereira as Nick drifts toward the high middle. Under 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Stars have outscored San Diego in this quarter 3-2. Cardenas shoveling one for Pereira in the left corner. Uzi stepping in on him, trying to knock it out. And then he and Callahan go down, and the foul's on Sean. And Uzi's staying down. Hope he's okay.
Yeah, physical interaction there. Pereira putting this big body, and then Callahan finding a Tayu who is off balance.
Uzi using all of his 15 seconds there. If the trainer comes on, it has to be a 2-minute. Oh, he just got his, he rolled his own ankle.
Yeah.
He fell back on his own ankle. It's a tough one for Uzi, who is hobbling slowly to the bench. Normally in a circumstance like this, the officials can say you have to sit out 2 minutes. I think they did not, but Uzi might just sit out 2 minutes because his ankle hurts.
Yeah, and trying to come back into fitness. You know, the body sometimes isn't as...
Romero. Romero off the wall. Bounces just wide of Toth. Oh, feel like you're inside a pinball game sometimes when you're watching the Major Arena Soccer League. Morales pressured, lost it. Toth had to step up with 2 guys around him, make 2 touches on the ball to keep it away.
Right now, San Diego needs to find some order in that defensive line. It seems like every time the ball is in their other side, too.
Yeah, Luis Biroreta almost got pickpocketed. This is a broken field play here. Romero, Toth reads the angle.
Toth is the one that calmed that last play down and says, hey, let's go ahead and bring it on down. Calm yourself, Sockers, and let's build something on the other side.
Pacheco, off the wall, Childs, great kick save, Biroreta. His biggest contribution of the night by far.
Childs had a look at that, had the whole net in front of him, but Biroreta is able to close in on that angle, sliding to the right and stopping it. Well done there.
Yes, sir. This has a feel to me, Tony, very similar to the end of the first quarter. Tacoma's doing a lot of things right at this time. They need to see this quarter out without concession. If they score again, amazing. But they need to see this out without giving up goal number 8 so that they can go into that fourth quarter and have that feeling of momentum.
Dude, Sockers haven't really asked anything out of Biroreta in this quarter, so that's something that they have strayed away, but very well done by Tacoma, not allowing them to get to that position and getting through those spaces as well.
Cardenas missed his pass there, forced Felipe back. Gonzalez now sends it into the corner for Nick Pereira, always a good choice. He's still talking to him. It's hilarious. That faucet will not turn off. Doesn't matter, can't shut the water off. Pacheco, under 2 minutes to play in the third. Sockers now in a much more tense 7-5 match. A very Tayu-influenced comeback with Frank starting things with a goal and then Uzi getting an assist on the third Tacoma goal of the quarter. Here's Pereira. Oopsie, missed Cardenas. Thankfully for him, the Stars were packed back defensively. Both teams will change personnel with 1:20 left on the clock.
Tacoma's being very patient, just waiting for that mistake. They've been able to counterattack and have successes in twice after getting the ball back. They're very patient in the way that they're defending, closing in on the spaces, giving space to the Sockers.
Pereira and Raymond and Ruggles. We're into the magic minute of the third quarter. 45th minute is live at Front Wave Arena. Raymond to Ruggles, who comes forward. The defender trying to bring it down with his long left toe. Instead, it's kicked back to Biroreta, who sends it forward off the chest of Kyle Rivers, but Pacheco can run onto this along the wall. Rivers came back on defense. Willie Spur out there. Pardon me, that is the new player, Ash Apollon. Hadn't seen much of him out there. My apologies to Ashkenov Ash Apollon out of Boston, Massachusetts. A 34-year-old MASL rookie. Okay. Common foul on Correa, and Child says, get up, please.
And Sockers just need to make sure that these last 19 seconds are airtight.
Yep. You've got Canale and Romero out there looking to disrupt Kai Briscoe as well, playing up now for Tacoma. Canale's the guy who'll try and control in the corner. Ball went over his head. And then it's back down between the two of them. Point blank save by Toth.
And a little bit of extracurriculars.
Yeah, a little dust up between Canale and Cardenas, who jaw jacket one another as the quarter comes to an end. Knowing Mitchell the way I do, he'd be on the other side of the spectrum of Uzi on the wavelength game in terms of guys who chirp. So fair to say that something happened in there between Canale and Cardenas that Mitchell thinks could have been a carded play. However, as we know, the Sockers challenge flag is long gone. 45 minutes complete at Front Wave Arena, but 15 important minutes left to play. The Sockers lead the Stars 7-5. We're back with more of our MASL doubleheader on the CBS Sports Golazo Network.
Front Wave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
With Tacoma, runway 26 straight, cleared on.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
New for 2026, staff writer Joseph Reyna and veteran coach Mark Litton explain the game with perspectives from both sides of the glass in the MASL's newest show, Soccer Signal, with in-depth data analysis, comprehensive breakdowns, and exclusive interviews from coaches around the league. Don't miss Soccer Signal every other Thursday on MASL TV. There you see the scramble of the youth to pick up the Frisbees from the between quarters Frisbee toss. You try and get it into one of those two barbecues. Winner gets half the pot of the night, along with an entry into the drawing for one of those two barbecues at the end of the game. Well, Tacoma started off on fire, 3-0, 4-1, but since then it's been a bit of a starfall for Tacoma, 3-7-1 since that 4-1 start. And the real issue, and we've been talking about it all year, both on Soccer's Overtime and on these game broadcasts, Tony, just the inability of Tacoma to generate points on the road. They're 0-5-1. Their only point is here in that 7-6 overtime game where the Sockers played without a dozen of their top 16. But look at that goal differential, negative 34 on the road. Obviously, right now, live, it would be negative 36 on the road for Tacoma. They've played nothing but close games at home all year long. They started off 7-1. Since then, they're now 7-3 at home. But for Tacoma, they're in that tough part now. 5 of their last 6 will be away to end the season. And that's probably a big part of the reason why you bring in a Frank Taiyu and a Uzi Taiyu, hoping to turn things around away from Acesso Showwear Center.
Yeah, the Stars haven't been able to really have a consistency that was expected of them, especially on the road. They started off incredible until they faced the San Diego Sockers here for the first game at Front Wave Arena of the season for the Sockers and broke that 3-game winning streak. But this is what you need to have somebody else who brings a different perspective, brings a different level to the style that you have been building throughout the year. Frank and Uzi Taiyu can definitely be those added elements. And really, you've seen it today. This is a different Tacoma Stars. They've been looking for a bit more patience, a bit more pressing and physical, I'd say, even.
Well, Uzi adds the physical all by himself. The final 15 minutes of this one, unless it's tied, in which case we would go to a golden goal overtime. San Diego doesn't want to see any of that. They want all 3 points and to have the tiebreaker for first place in the MASL standings table. Sockers in this final frame, attacking right to left. Nick Pereira brings it down in traffic to Drew Ruggles. Nick already with 2 goals and an assist tonight. He's put some big games up against his old team already this year. Mendez, who got a goal on a Pereira assist, sending it in to Nick, with Uzi leaning on his left shoulder. This is the point where when you start to get a little more tired, Uzi, it's harder to chirp in the fourth. You need those inhales as opposed to wasting it on speech. Now, he and Childs are sharing a laugh as they go into the corner. So the chirping does continue. And so does a foul. Common foul called on Uzi. Getting a bit handsy.
And this is the point where the soccer can really take this fitness level to out in deep waters. And you have somebody in Tacoma who's being depended on in Uzi. And once you lose that, ooh, watch out.
Oh! Golazo! Nick Pereira burns the side netting with his hat-trick goal. It's 8-5.
You saw it all the way, just like Nicky did. He saw it in slow-mo, gets that bounce, half volleyed, knows exactly where to locate that. Impossible for Birueta to get a hand on. What a goal.
Pereira's 14th. Childs with his second assist on a set piece tonight. He's got a season-high three-point game. At 56 seconds, just what Tacoma could not afford. To concede that 8th goal. That's what we were talking about in the final 3 minutes of the third quarter. Well, it carries into the first 3 minutes of the fourth quarter. You really want to keep that momentum. Now it's a big uphill climb for Tacoma on the road. Giveaway. Cardenas at midfield. Sockers have no attackers out there right now. Craig Childs will change that and come back on the floor. Working with the defenders, Cardenas and Raymond, and the midfielders, Estrella and Gonzalez. Bebe got beat to the ball by Alex Caceres on the attempted pass to feed him to the wall. Yahir Romero, so impressive in this first quarter.
Watch out.
Thought better of it. Passed it to Cox. Almost gave it away. This one, Toth saw it outside his crease, had to kick it. It's down to Frank Tayu. King got his first goal of the year in the third quarter. He's scored in all 12 seasons, of course, in the MASL. Romero, he's open! Big save, Toth! That could have been a hat trick for Yahir. But Toth, strong with the hands.
And great positioning by him and great feet there as well under pressure. But that's what you get with Chris Toth, that athleticism, that quick reflex. He closes in on those angles, and now watch out all the way on the wall.
Pereira looking for 4, and it went just over the wall. Good run by Mustafa Guy right there. Really liking what I'm seeing from Guy in this game tonight.
Yeah, really well done there. Everybody was waiting for that cutback into the left foot to maybe take a shot, but he kept going and created a very dangerous play.
No one can get that ball. It's up above Birueta's crease. So it's just going to hang there like a dangling souvenir. Little grab on Canale by Ruggles. You can't put 2 hands on his shoulders, Drew. What are you yelling for?
Even if it's a massage, still a foul.
Ruggles sitting on 2 blues, 4 yellows, 6 cards. That's 6 penalty points. Next penalty he takes will lead to a 1-game suspension. Sebastian Mendez is on 5 penalty points. Chase Hansen and the Stars. Good kick by Guy. Getting in the way, Ryan Trombetta. That prevented a possible counterattack for San Diego, but the official is part of the field of play.
Even when they try to get out of the way, it's still just as much as a wall.
Apollon. Ramos, who scored left-footed. Nice fancy goal for a right-footed player. Oh, he's trying to free something up. Still, Uzi. Oh, you had half the net, Uzi. Marcel Sanchez crashing to his feet, forced him to try and lift the ball, and he shot it out of play.
Yeah, you can see that ball traveling closer and closer to the right and just kind of inching towards Uzi and having a chance there.
Well, according to Ryan Trimble, actually Sanchez blocked that shot because they're giving a corner kick to Tacoma.
Well done.
So Sanchez may have prevented a goal right there. Uzi had the whole net to shoot at. Uzi's. Remember when Uzi came in as a forward a few years ago
Yeah.
for Texas and was just killing it?
It's a great game, that game.
Ramos. That was like one of his best games ever. Truly. We've talked about that, he and I, before. That was one of my favorite games to ever announce. Just because he's a defender, he all of a sudden was playing forward. He was playing, it was the one year that he wasn't playing with Frank. He was playing by himself in Texas, and all of a sudden he just channeled Frank for one game. He scored bangers, too. Didn't just score goals. He scored like really, Uzi scores bangers usually. Back to Alex Caceres. 4th minute, 4th quarter. Here's Frank. Frank Tayu stepping in was Bebe to get a touch. Now he and Ruggles do battle in the corner. I'm trying to remember if Frank and Drew have ever been teammates. I don't think so, but Frank's been on 9 different teams, so I was just trying to survey my memory bank there. He never played in Florida, though. Nice step over, but Toth knew what was what. Frank thought he might be able to draw a foul on that. Drew said, next time, Pally. The throw out finds its way to Luis Morales. Tayu thought it was coming to Pereira. Here's Nick, who was hoping to shoot that first time for a 4th goal. Instead, he played it back. Here's Ruggles, found by Felipe in the corner. Ruggles has Morales, yeah. Unfortunately, couldn't set him up for a shot. Nestor Hernandez took away the shooting space. Morales can still do it on his own. We've seen it. There's Pereira and Uzi battling in the crease. No whistles. They're 2 sumo wrestlers just going at it.
It's incredible, too, how much Uzi takes his eyes off the play itself, and he's still able to be exactly where he needs to.
To get into the eyes of the forward that he's chirping. I mean, he's like staring Nick in the eyes going, you can't do it, I've got you. Bop, 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 bop. Oh, my God, the entertainment value went up like 45% in the MASL just by bringing Uzi back. Here's great back heel pass. Come on, Shawnee! Just missed it. Sean Callahan almost never scores. That would have taken the roof off the arena.
Oh, Felipe, try to turn his defender. Oh, Virueta in no man's land.
Uh-oh.
Somebody help this guy.
They're gonna, the official says, okay, and whistles a foul. That one might have been worthy of a boo from the crowd, I don't know. 8-5, 9-18 to play in the 4th quarter. Now Virueta is coming forward a little bit. He will find Canale. That one went over Cardenas, but Mitchell did well to guide Canale into the corner instead of letting him turn around and shoot straight away on net. Misa Lopez, Kai Briscoe now. Briscoe lost the ball as he tried to do a pretty move between his feet. Back to Romero. Under 9 to play now. Romero looking to try and spring himself with some footwork. Out to Caceres, to Lopez. He'll just crank a shot blocked by the 18-year-old Sanchez, who's got a better mustache at 18 than I've ever been able to grow, and I'm 53.
A voice of gold as well, but
a silky baritone. Canale wings it off of the goal wall. Check out his interview on Soccer's Overtime, the weekly San Diego Soccer's talk show. You can find it on YouTube every Wednesday live at 6 p.m. Pacific with Tony, myself, and a Soccer's special guest. Here comes Briscoe, head of steam, 4 touches to the corner, off the wall. Canale was held off by Cardenas long enough to keep that from a goal. Now Romero, blocked by Raymond. Hope everyone downstairs are recording these block shots because the Sockers have had a handful of them tonight.
Even just creating that traffic, it still counts as a block shot.
In the last match at Tacoma, the Stars statisticians awarded only 1 blocked shot to San Diego the entire game when they only allowed 2 goals. Here's a steal. Mendez looking for 3. It's going to be Pacheco instead, and that's his 100th point in the MASL. Jesus Pacheco hits the century mark, and the Sockers put 9 on the board for 9-5.
Congratulations, Pacheco, but this again, high pressure, taking advantage of the opportunities and the box that Tacoma puts themselves in. Starting once again off with a Virueta mishandling of the ball at his feet. And if it doesn't go in by one, it goes in by the other. The 2 young stars, Pacheco and Mendez, nipping at the heels.
Timeout. on the floor at Front Wave Arena. Let's take our last break of the broadcast. San Diego has scored 2 early in the fourth quarter to push their lead out to 4. 9-5 Sockers trying to claim first place in the MASL. We'll come back and see if they can do it on the CBS Sports Golazo Network.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Front Wave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members build equity and refinance with confidence. Invest in your future with a commercial real estate loan. From residential investment properties to industrial real estate, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Front Wave Credit Union. Dream big, we got you.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them,
Get real close to them.
and every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Flexing. Come on, official, give us a little flex there, Ryan Trombetta. Why not? You were right there. Flex cam rolling, Star Wars night. Everybody having fun at Front Wave Arena. 9-5 San Diego holding the lead. If you've disagreed with the call tonight, and certainly Phil Salvaggio has, you might just see it on the MASL's most controversial show. It's Under Review with Phil Levanco and MASL head referee Ryan Sigich. You can catch it every Friday on YouTube. I haven't watched it yet today, but I'll watch it tomorrow. MASL Under Review.
MASL TV having some great programming.
Yeah.
I watch what it takes to be a elite goalkeeper on MASL TV. It's great stuff coming out.
Mendez did get that assist, so that's now a 4-point game for Sebastian. 2 goals, 2 assists for Mendez, up to 17 points on the year.
Stars now go back into the 6th attacker, the ambulating goalkeeper, El Portero Ambulante.
Pacheco pressuring Jamel Cox, wearing that 6th attacker pink penny. It's actually not a penny, it's a real jersey. That's something that the league actually mandated this year, was that you had an actual jersey and not just a penny. Here's Ramos, into the middle, oh baby! Ruggles clears it off the line after Toth made the initial save. Tayu almost had a second.
Well done there by Toth, coming in, crashing in. Ball hits his arm, hits his knee, hits his face, hits everything, but it doesn't hit the back of the net.
We haven't talked about him a lot tonight, but this is truly where the Sockers miss Leonardo de Oliveira. Long shot saved because the master of the long kick on net. Can Bebe take it? Bebe! Jose Gonzalez, you earned that one, baby! 10-5.
It's almost like we summoned the spirit of Leonardo de Oliveira, and Bebe says, you know what? This is my midfield today. Opens up Yair and takes the long shot. 1 bounce. That's all it takes, baby.
His first of the year. That is just the 3rd goal in 7 years of his career in the MASL for Jose Gonzalez.
All goals are celebrated equally tonight. If it's the 100th goal for somebody or the 3rd goal, this crowd is handing out flowers to their San Diego Sockers here.
I mean, with a goal and an assist tonight, I think it's fair to say this is almost undoubtedly the career high points night for Jose Gonzalez. He came in 7 years with 2 goals, 7 assists. So, not bad, baby. And guess who got an assist? No, check that. I'm looking at the last goal, seeing who they give the assist to. If there is an assist on that goal, it's not up there yet. We'll check it out. That goal, under 6 minutes now in the fourth quarter. San Diego with dead aim at the top spot in the table. They'd be tied with St. Louis with 33 points, but they would be ahead on both regulation wins and there's Ty who just misses everything. And most important of all, of course, Tony, they have a match in hand on all of the 3 teams around them, Kansas City, Milwaukee, and St. Louis.
And they've done a steady hand approach this entire season and really managed this spell of injuries that they had early in the season very well. And it took some big performances from players that you typically know as soccer. Watch out, mistake.
Here it comes. It's Pato for 11. Oh, Pato. Good job, Pirueta. Forced him wide, and then he shot it wide. The only guy I'd want to see score more than Pato is Marcel Sanchez.
Yeah.
You'd really like to see the kid score. Felipe. Pirueta back in there now. Important to note, they've abandoned 6th attacker. Good ball by Pereira. Forward to Pato, back to Nicky. Sebastian Mendez and the Sockers can roll it around. Final 5 minutes of this one. Tacoma looking like 5 straight losses for the Stars, unable to gain ground. Sockers can build some stats here, which they haven't had a ton of this year. 11 is their season high. It was against Utica here on February 7th. So they've set their season high twice in the month of February. It's one thing that it's kind of always normal in the MASL because the Sockers almost always have a varied attack. But to see like nobody in the league leaders basically for San Diego. This one almost a break-in on net, but Pirueta is able to gobble it up. He's going to call timeout, and they're not going to give up the ghost here. Head coach Adam Becker is going to go back to Jamel Cox and the 6th attacker situation. You know, a word of praise for Adam Becker, who worked kind of as the ersatz coach with and behind Nick Pereira for several years, but now is taking over firmly in control of this club. Just getting the opportunity to interact with him this year in my role in communications and setting up our pregame show and communicating to get our interviews like we do. I mean, this is just a terrific young man with a good grasp of the game. He doesn't have an easy situation up in Tacoma, to be sure. And I think he's done really well with this club. At the beginning of the year, we picked them to miss the playoffs. They very well may miss the playoffs, but they've certainly been far more competitive than probably the prognosticators thought.
And you could definitely point out some moments and the players that, you know, typically contribute to the Stars, and one of them that's missing is Tyler John. Tyler John last time here at Front Wave absolutely took it to the Sockers, and we've seen him go back and forth up in Tacoma with Boris Pardo, and you can tell that that element of speed, that extra layer, extra gear is definitely missing from this Star squad.
Logan Jones as well, another player that's out with injury right now. When Pirueta was out, I was like, wow, you're missing someone on each level for Tacoma at this time. Frank Anuzzi will definitely add a lot to this club. You've seen it already tonight. But it's always been a multi-sided die with these guys. And time is running out on the Stars season. Still is time. I mean, they're only 3 points out of a playoff game, but again, keeping in mind that this result will drop them to 0-6-1 on the road, negative 39 differential on the road, and this game's not over yet. And the 6th attacker's back out there, so an 11th goal is very much on line for San Diego now. It's just a difficult situation. What a goal Bebe had. Cardenas tried to blind chip one forward, and now the Stars have it. Less than 4 minutes to go. Sockers to improve to 11-4-2. Tie St. Louis in the table. Tie St. Louis for the most wins in the league, but they will have on regulation wins the tiebreaker edge. Of course, something I like to say, Tony, is that tiebreakers don't count till the last game of the year.
Yeah.
That's when you use tiebreakers. So it's a tie. It's actually a tie. St. Louis and San Diego at the end of tonight, but we know where the tiebreaker sits.
And all credit again, we mentioned it up top too. St. Louis having a fantastic year and a lot of the product of this style and this setup of the league this year. And it's been very exciting, very competitive, having a lot of surprises and unlikely heroes even.
If my memory serves, and I apologize to Shelley Clark in the ambush if I'm one off on this, I believe tonight's loss ended an 11-match point streak for St. Louis. So even in their losses, they had been picking up overtime points, and that's the way you go from out of the playoffs to first place in the table in a run of like a month and a half. Great for the league. Great for the league to have three strong teams in the Midwest. Here's Michael Ramos, chips it to the middle. Luis Morales is there. He cannot shoot from behind the yellow line. Pacheco can, but Frank comes over to take it away. Again, the goal to the east of the arena, to our left, to the left of your screen, is empty. Jamel Cox is that keeper. Down low, Canale, off the wall. Good job by Toth, charging out to challenge him and deny him the shot. He tried for a wall pass, and the back post wasn't there for the Stars. 2 minutes, 18 seconds left in the match. Window dressing to the final score of this one. Soccer's season series will be 4-1 against Tacoma. Stars will be 1-3-1 against the Sockers.
And what a return by Michel Cardenas as well. We spoke about him, our featured player, and just instrumental, just brings that calm poise to the defensive line and really is a player that is incredibly important. Maybe doesn't always score, isn't on the stat sheet as a defender, but he's...
Okay, I was trying to figure out what just happened. The goalkeeper rules, I think in the fourth quarter, though, you are allowed to handle the ball anywhere, aren't you?
I believe so.
I think Jamel lost track of that, and he was holding the ball for Chase Hansen to run down. He was like, you have to touch this, I can't. I think he was wrong. Ramos out. Caceres trying to line up that left foot, blocked by Cardenas. Off the low wall, in play. Minute 20, 80 seconds left in the game. Romero off the wall. Tayu can't get there. Caceres can to hold it down. Ramos on the wing. Did Toth touch that? It either went wide or he made a great save. Working down to minute 60 as Romero's shot is blocked. 60th minute is live, and here's the guy who wants to score a hat trick. Sebastian Mendez and Sybil send it, baby! Baby, foul brace! Let's go, baby! Walk it in! The best game of his career! Charlie, eat your heart out! It's a night for the youth, baby! 11-5.
And I mean, Mendez making it happen, still on the stat sheet. And I mean, just walking it in, but a microcosm of the effort that Jose Bebe Gonzalez has been able to have, and he's rewarded with the best game, at least on the stat sheet, in his MASL career.
Mendez gets the helper there, so that's a 5-point game for Sebastian. 2 goals, 3 assists. You root for guys who are grinders, you know? Guys who have been grinders. I mean grinders. Beating on per game contracts with teams. It's one of the rare times Jose has been with a team start to finish all season long. And he's done all the dirty work. All year he's done all the dirty work. All the thankless jobs. Tayu just misses with the left foot. He thought he had his second. Can't believe that he didn't put it in. He will next game, but still a little rusty. 15 seconds left. Ruddles turns into a pillar to block Tayu's toe shot. 8 seconds. Can Ramos get one more shot away? Oh, well, they're going to get one now as Morales kicks it out for defensive clearance with 4 seconds. A cosmetic top of the arc attempt for the Stars.
There'll be one more kick of the ball for the Stars here. And if you're the Sockers, you don't want this one to go in. I think
No, you do not want job. This would just be one of those stings. Who wants it? Saris, Ramos, Cox. Too long. Blocked by Callahan. The game is over. 11-5 our final score. Very quick timeout. Back with a post-match interview after this on the CBS Sports Golazo Network.
There's regular cold, and then there's the mountains are blue cold. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
At Front Wave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen around can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
With 6 miles, runway 26 right, cleared on.
$11-5 final. Nick Pereira, hat-trick hero, downstairs with Nick Ferrara.
Our MASL player of the game is none other than Nick Pereira, completing the hat trick here tonight at home. What a month. In February, you celebrated your 500th MASL career point right here on the blue turf at Front Wave Arena. At 39 years old, you still continue to bring it, more than double than the youngest player on your team, but it doesn't matter because you still bring it every single night. What can we look forward to from the Sockers moving forward in this home stretch and an impressive playoff run?
Yeah, I mean, I think we needed the 3 points. Obviously, thanks to everybody who came tonight to cheer us on. It was a great crowd, but we needed those 3 points, and we need 3 points every game we want, every game we play, because we want to try to get that first round bye. It's an important one, especially this year. So, yeah, big 3 points.
Give it up one more time for your MASL player of the game, Nick Pereira. The hat trick right here at Front Wave Arena. Sockers with the win.
Thank you, Nick, and thank you, Nick. That'll do it for this broadcast from Front Wave Arena. Special thanks to our executive producers, Terry Parrish and Chris Karcher, Director Dan Patton, AV Manager James Allen, Broadcast Producer Sean Pettit, Audio Engineer Spencer White and Matt Sparrow, Larry Patton, our Graphics Operator, Andy Cooper, Director of Photography, Gabe Pan, our Assistant Camera, Jaime Reynoso, our Replay Operator, Cody Caldwell, and Jim O'Donnell wrap up our crew. For Nick Ferrara and Tony Sanchez, I'm Craig Elston. You can see the thunderclap taking place to celebrate the supporters as the Sockers go to 6-0-1 in their last 7 with an 11-5 win over Tacoma. We'll chat to you next Sunday against Baltimore. Until then, so long from Oceanside.
At Front Wave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Is it normal to sweat this much? This is awful. This is a mean sweat. Quit looking at me, Susan. When was the last time I ate something planted? It's not that I don't like vegetables. Doctor, I said stop. I can't pay for a nutritionist. Why is this always such a whole big thing?
With nutrition counseling included, staying on top of your health doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente, healthcare that just works.
With 6 miles, runway 26 right, cleared on.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them,
Get real close to them.
and every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
At the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.